Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis Mew once again. Welcome back to another video game review. This time it is going to be on Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is the newest 2D Mario game, and we haven't gotten one since New Super Mario Bros. U. I'm not sure if the Mario Maker games count because technically those are creative video games and not like games that... Well, I mean, Mario Maker 2 did have a story mode, but in terms of mainstream Mario games, this is the latest 2D one. And of course, Bowser is trying to take over the world again, and you, Luigi, and Peach, and a bunch of different Yoshis have to go and stop him. You have to get these Wonder Seeds in these worlds, and you have to get enough of them in order to get the grand ones that will allow you to get to Bowser. From there, we get brand new power-ups, including Elephant Mario, which instantly became a meme. So pretty much there is a lot to this game that separates it apart from the new Super Mario Bros. Series, which is one thing that I was kind of nervous about. Was this going to be similar to that? Really, though, it is much more different than that. It would seem similar to that, but really, though, this game has a lot more to it than what the new Super Mario Bros. Games did, as those games mostly felt the same, just with new power-ups, but really, what really makes this game stand out is the level design. It's very creative. And the way you get Wonder Seeds in the middle of levels is also very cool. They provide various different challenges, which are a lot of fun to do. One involves you doing a quiz, one involves you doing a level in the dark, and there's just so much creativity. Some even involve you walking on the walls, trying to avoid hazards in order to get to those seeds. So it shows that there is a lot of creativity behind this game to really separate it apart from those other games. As for Elephant Mario, honestly, it exceeded my expectation. He doesn't have a whole lot of purpose in the game, but he's cool nonetheless. I had so much fun playing as Elephant Mario, and there is another power-up, specifically the bubble one, which I didn't really find that useful. So, really though, I feel like some power-ups are mainly used because they're the main thing that you have to use in order to get to the end of the level, but of course you can get other power-ups from levels, of course. Now, one of the new things about this game to separate apart from other Mario games, except for maybe the Paper Mario series, is the badges. You do get badges throughout your journey. Some can be useful, some I didn't really find myself using all that much, but they provide various different challenges, and it definitely had me reusing them quite a bit in order to get specific stuff, in order to 100% specific levels, because you know, Mario games, it's much easier to beat the main story than it is to complete the entire game, because some of the games require you to beat the game with all the characters. And it might be the same here, I don't know, I haven't really tried that, but if you do collect all of them, all the seeds and stuff, then you will unlock the hardest level in the game, and I don't think I'm ever going to manage to do that. You also do get in-game currency that allows you to get other badges and extra lives, but you're not really going to need them because it's not an insanely difficult game, especially since some of the characters don't allow you to take damage. But I didn't really find myself struggling too much, except for making various jumps in order to get these coins that I needed, you know, these in order to 100% the levels. But really, though, I just found myself having a blast, you know, trying to complete specific levels of the game. And when you do collect seeds, it only requires, like, the seeds in that world in order to continue on, like, not in the amount of seeds that you get. Now, where the game kind of falters for me a bit is the bosses. One of the worlds, there isn't even a main boss. You just get the seed, and that's it. And most of the bosses that you do fight is just Bowser Jr., and it doesn't really provide any challenge fighting Bowser Jr. I felt like it felt very lazy with the bosses, where in Mario Odyssey, that had some really fun and creative bosses, specifically used with the Cappy and stuff. But right here, I just felt like, you know, because there's a little less worlds than what we're used to seeing in, you know, other Mario games. It doesn't have that 8, but really, though, the only boss that I found truly memorable was the final boss. So yeah, disappointing when it comes to the boss fights, but in terms of the gameplay and the levels, they are very unique, they are very creative, though in every single level you have this flower that talks to you, like, you know, just like, oh, what's over there? Oh, you're really good at this. Like, it kind of got on my nerves. Then again, it's not as bad as Navi in Ocarina of Time, where he just says things, you know, where he just says, hey, listen, over and over, as he does have different lines of dialogue throughout the levels. Speaking of which, in terms of dialogue, we of course got the voice change of Mario. Kevin Afghani, I believe that's what his name is. How does he play out as Mario? He's not bad. Like, he definitely does try his best, but I'll always prefer Charles Martinet as Mario. But since he's retired, seeing someone else try to fill in his shoes is nice. So, for the most part, he might not be as good as Charles Martinet, but he does do a respectable job. So, yeah, in terms of the way the game looks, it is gorgeous. The game runs at 60 FPS. It is very colorful, just like we would see in any other Mario game. And in terms of multiplayer, I haven't played multiplayer. I'm not sure if there is an online mode or anything like that. But, you know, local co-op will always be the best way to play, even though I usually just play alone. But, yeah. In the end, guys, there really wasn't a whole lot for me to say about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but I feel like the game managed to do a lot more right than wrong. It's just the bosses, they could have gotten some good ideas with the bosses. Instead, they just have you fighting Bowser Jr. most of the time. But hey, there's a lot to these levels, and I had so much fun trying to get the Wonder Seeds in. And the challenges that it has to offer, there's also arena challenges where you can fight specific enemies with specific power-ups. Elephant Mario's cool. I had a lot of fun playing as Elephant Mario, and there was just so much to this game that it did have to offer. And it's truly one of the best 2D Mario games in a really long time, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's a wonderful journey that is worth going into. It truly has been a really good year for games. I mean, Nintendo has really been knocking it out of the park. I mean, there was Metroid Prime Remastered, Tears of the Kingdom, of course, Pikmin 4. They've really been shining this year. So, yeah, hopefully when they do release their very last game for Nintendo Switch in favor of their new console, hopefully they'll shine with that as well. So, yeah, this was a lot shorter than I originally anticipated because, you know, it's pretty much what you expect from a Mario game. There really isn't a whole lot for me to talk about because it has levels that do feel familiar, but the game is still very fun nonetheless. It does have its own pieces that definitely separate apart from other Mario games, and I do recommend it. Definitely give it a shot. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.